Hello, thank you for joining this webinar of our DINO 365 app. The goal of this webinar is to get familiar with the simplicity of the DINO app and how this app can help you out with some simple features. After the install and publish, we start with the DINO Add Field wizard. This wizard will guide you through the steps of adding a field to a table and page. So search for DINO and let's start with the wizard. The first step is to create the basics for the new extension. The first field is the extension name. In this example, I want to create a Boolean field on a sales order, which is used to identify if the sales order is created from an external webshop. I will call my extension web order. The publisher field is used to identify the person who is responsible of creating the extension. Of course, we need information about the version. For the webinar, I will leave it as the default. The prefix is also used to identify the extension in your database. The last part is to set the object range. This is usually the 5,000 range, which is normally used for customizations and for test purposes. Then we arrive to the run mode option if you want to use the advanced mode for extending table and pages, or just follow the default, which will guide you per table. In this webinar, we will continue with the default. We click next. The wizard will open the next page. Step 2 of the wizard. In this page, we will look up the table where we want the extra table field. Because we want extra information about the sales order, we will extend the sales header with a field. In the drill down, we search for the sales header table. We insert the table and then click Next to proceed. In step 3 of the wizard, the add and design of the fields takes place. Adding the new field to the table, and if needed, showing the field on a page. The new field we want to see is a Boolean field, which says something about the source of the sales order. If the source is a web order, this Boolean should be true. After deployment, the development team can use this field when a sales order from a web shop is created. This field should be visible on the sales order page and sales order list. So first step is to add the field and give this field a name. I call this field web order and I set the field type to Boolean field. The length is not mandatory if you use a Boolean field. We will skip this field and click next. We arrive to step 4, showing the fields on pages. In this step, I want to add the informational field to the sales order and sales order list. I want to have the field visible behind the status field. So the first step is to add the pages I need for this and proceed with the placing of the field on the pages. We start with the sales order. Search and add the sales order by selecting the sales order header. After adding the sales order header, we add the sales order list. For both pages, we will select the new Boolean field and define the placing on the page. First, you set the anchor field. In this scenario, the anchor field is the status field. After selecting the field, choose if you want your field before or after the anchor field in the page. If needed, you can add the application area, and there is even a possibility to have some smart tooltips for the fields. When ready, then proceed with the next button. The extension is finished. If you already paid for the license, you will directly be prompted to install or export your created extension. If payment is not yet executed, you can pay directly with the PayPal integration for one or multi-PE users depending on your extension. Be aware, payment is per user. Because of the fact I have a paid license, the extension is installed, and I can directly use and see the fields after I do a restart of the Business Central application. Searching for the sales order and opening will show the extension field web order, and I can manually start setting the true false. Or when automated, the web development team can start using the field for identifying the imported web orders in your Business Central environment. This is what DINO can do for you. Thank you for listening.
IDIN. Simplify your workflow. Explore the perfect fit for your industry at idin.nl.